Hey everyone, as promised, I am back to continue our discussion on neuroception. I'm sure you have all been waiting with bated breath for part 2 of my discussion on neuroception. So if that is the case, thank you. But just a reminder, last week we talked about how we all have a nervous system and it's constantly scanning the world around us and inside of us for, is this safe? Am I safe? And it's like our personal surveillance system. And today I want to talk to you about how neuroception, this felt sense of either safety or danger, turns into beliefs, which turns into behaviors. And when we intuit that something is dangerous or unsafe, be it a feeling, a sound, a food, a facial expression, our brains quickly try to make sense of it because our brains make meaning out of things. So we make up a story really quickly, and that story comes in so fast that we think it started the process, not the neuroception of danger. I'll give you an example. A continuation of the example I used last week. Last week I talked about feeling hypervigilant in a crowded room. And sometimes if we are in a threatened state, we walk into a crowded room, and if we see an unsmiling face or perhaps bodies that are smaller than our own, this could be cues of danger that prompt the story, I don't belong here, which could then trigger attempts to either blend into the background, to try to fit in with everybody else. This could manifest as people pleasing or fawning, or just this felt sense of like trying to work the room, and at the cost of your own authenticity. What is often the case, and especially with the people that I work with, is there is often a neuroceptive mismatch, meaning if everything is dangerous, then nothing is safe. If you have an overadaptive nervous system that's telling you everything is dangerous, you're never going to feel safe in your body. That would be like if a fire alarm goes off in your house every time you turn on the oven. It's faulty neuroception. It's not accurate. But our systems, we would rather be wrong than hurt. And so Stephen Porges calls this faulty neuroception. Better safe than sorry, in other words. Or on the other end of the spectrum, an example of faulty neuroception is there is actually an inability to activate your defense system in an actually risky environment. So people put themselves in risky situations or in dangerous situations when they really... These stories that result as a way of our brain making sense of what we neurocept, they start to shape our behaviors. And if you think about it, that starts to have really clear and obvious consequences to our daily lives. From avoidance to distraction to procrastination, and from some food-related examples, it could be from binging to purging to restricting. And so when I work together, we jump into the river right when we intuit the cues of danger, right at the beginning at neuroception, when we first have the felt sense of threat. We don't jump in downstream at the behavior where often people start to do this kind of work. They wait and see what is swam all the way downstream and jump in and start to work with the behavior. But we jump in right at the beginning so that we can have a clear understanding of how we got to the behavior in the first place. So that was my little spiel on neuroception. There's so much more to say about it. It's such a complex topic, but I find it really fascinating, and I hope it shed light or maybe introduced you to a totally new concept. If you have any questions, I'm happy to be a resource for you. And if you missed part 1 or are interested in any of these little videos that I put together, you can find them all on my YouTube. So thank you for listening, and everyone take good care. Thank you.